All right. Very good evening to everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening. So I see some familiar names in this group. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Ishani, and I'm one of the director and trainer at IvyProSchool. And I welcome you all to this session of Power BI, where we are going to work on a New York yellow taxi data set. So this is your day one of the bootcamp session that we have. Typically, we have these sessions every month in order to make people aware what is analytics, what are the tools, and not just to tell you what analytics is in words, but to make you do some hands-on exercise along with us. So today we have picked for this month, we have picked the data set of New York yellow cabs. Today, you guys will be doing a visualization on this data in Power BI, and tomorrow you will be doing some prediction in Python. All right. So to begin with, first and foremost thing is that you guys, I would really encourage everyone to work with the data set along with me. So I am going to share this data set with you. It has the data, it has a data dictionary, which will help you to understand the data well. It has some icons that I've used in this particular dashboard, plus there are two maps. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the why I have the two maps. Everybody's got the link? Can you see the link in the chat window? All right. Okay. So what this data is all about, it's a very big data set, by the way. If you try to open it Excel, it will not open at all. This is about, I think, 20 lakh rows of data, and 270 MB of data is there. So since I can't open it,
Send this link once in chat box.
Can I send the link once again? Absolutely. Let me know if you received it this time. Saurabh, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just get it. Yes.
You got it. All right. So like I said, our aim in today's workshop is to create this New York yellow cab trip analysis. So what are the things that I focused on? I have focused on when are the most trip made based on the day of the week. So I found Monday, Saturday is heavy, like Monday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday is heavy, Sunday is a little less, Tuesdays are the least. Then which hour of the day are the taxis being used the most? So I found 3 to 6 p.m. is the busiest time. These are the wee hours when not too many people are traveling. Then I wanted to find out what is the payment type. What is the type of, how the medium of payment to the cabs, which is the popular one. So the credit cards are the most popular, 75% are credit cards. And then I also wanted to understand which locations are popular. So PU location is a pickup location. DO location is a drop-off location. So these codes that you see, 237, 236, 132, these are zones. Like taxi in New York, they have various zones. So a taxi person gets like a, what do you call, a license, a medallion, what they call, and you can be in a certain zone and back and forth, right? So over here, when I give you this table in this format, that pickup location 237 has the most number of trips. Does it look nice? Does it look interesting to you? 237, 236?
No, ma'am.
No, right? No fun. So it was not looking fun to me also when I was working with this data. So what I thought, you know what? I'm sure online somewhere I'm going to get a taxi zone division. So I Googled and this data is for New York, and I got this zone division. So now I know, okay, where is this 43 is where the Central Park is in New York. Okay, Central Park is one of the biggest parks over there, and it's very popular. And around this is a lot of touristy places. All the museum district is in about 236, 237. Then your Empire State, another, Broadway, the shows that are going on, the lights and all those things are over here. So all the touristy area is near about over here, right? If you go down somewhere, this is where the financial district is of New York, where most of the offices are there. And in between are the places where people go, over the weekend, or, Soho Village and things like that, where people go for lunch and dinners over there, right? Now, even I was looking at this, I was like, okay, I still don't understand it very well. And when you're analyzing the data, you just don't want to churn the numbers. You really want to understand what you've got, what the numbers are telling you. So then what I did, I searched again, Google, and I found a New York City map, right? So I know even the orientation is not exactly the same, but thanks to this Roosevelt Island, which is so prominent, I was able to map my areas over here, where I could see, okay, this is a Central Park, this is a Broadway Street, this is a Lincoln Center, University, this is a theater, this is the Times Square, and this is all where my museums are. This is American History Museums. So I could then understand now that what I'm looking at, it makes sense. The data makes sense to me. You all with me till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I know I have taken you to a depth first, but just because the data is not going to be fun unless we try to enjoy what we got as an analyst. We don't want to just data, we want a story coming out of the data, and that is what the tools like Power BI and Tableau help you to do. All right, so how many of you have the software Power BI? You guys have the software? Yes, no? Yes. Okay, everyone who has Power BI, please open it. And there are series of things that you will go through today, not just creating a visualization, but you will see once you have the data, it might not be in the fittest position to utilize it. So I'll take you through the data. I'll talk about few data transformations that I've done to make this particular dashboard, and then we'll create the dashboard. Okay, let's start. You just have now 50 minutes left.
Ma'am, it says that the data is too large for Excel.
For Excel, yes.
Yeah,
it's 20 lakh rows of data. You can't open in Excel.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you try to open in Excel, it will curtail it because Excel's limitation is 10 lakh. All right. So what we are going to do is open the new Power BI desktop. I'm going to open. Now you can follow the steps with me wherever you're stuck. If you want to share your screen, I can help you out. So as soon as you click on Power BI, this is the very first screen that you will get, the yellow and the black taxi, right, that we have over here. And on the left, you will see something called Get Data. So what is Power BI? Power BI is a tool of data visualization. It's not a tool that stores the data. So means my source of data is somewhere else, and I'm connecting with my source. And based on that connection, the data that I get, I'm manipulating, converting into visuals and dashboards, and then deploying the dashboard for my team, for my clients. So we are going to first of all go to Get Data. First window that you will see is what kind of data set are we trying to connect. So all these tools have become so powerful that it's not just Excel or CSV files that it can work with. It can work with a variety of files, static files. It can connect to servers. It can connect to what you call online websites and pull the data in the live. It can connect with clouds. See, Azure, it's their online services. So a lot of databases, a lot of different type of files can be attached to it. The data that I have for today is a text database. So I'm going to go back to all. And my second choice that I get is text or a CSV. So I'm going to click connect, and upload the data set. Now mind it, this data set is big. Like I said, it's a 20 lakh rows of data. This again, my team has curtailed even further. It was 50 lakh rows of data. So we have actually cut it back so that, we are able to work in this batch, and it's not that we are struggling with the space and the speed only. So you will have a folder called df all CSV. Inside that, you should have this df_all. So click on it and open. Since the data set is big, if you have any other application, any other software running in the backend, except for Zoom, I would advise you to close it. Otherwise, Power BI can become very slow and sluggish. Okay. And once you have loaded, the first screen that comes is this one. What is happening on this screen? It's showing you the preview of the data that we have got. Right? And we are going to click on transform data. Let me know if you guys have done till this part. Suresh done, Arithro done. How to open this file in Power BI? So Priyanshi, what you need to do is, did you open? And in the beginning, you will get the get data. Are you in that part? Are you in the very first screen? So click on get data, which happens to be on the left side. I'll just tell you very quickly. I think it should open up. Okay, get data on this left. Once you click on it, then it will open you the same window that I had and connect with the text file. You're on this screen now, Priyanshi? Yes, click on text file. Where can we find this folder of files? I had uploaded in the chat window. I will upload it once again. I'm giving you a Drive link. This data is on Drive. So there are a lot of files along with the data that I've uploaded, like the PDF of this particular, what do you call? The dashboard is already there. A few icons I've used, it's already there. Okay. Priyanshi, are we done? All right. Okay, once you've done this, now you know further how to connect, correct? Priyanshi? I just don't want to have so many files open. All right. Done. Perfect. So I'm going to close this. Don't want this file. And this place is called, who's going to tell me? Yes, the recording will be provided, not at the end. It takes, I think it is on YouTube live. So when we end the session, it will be on YouTube instantly. So you can watch it over there also. So who's going to tell me? Does anybody know where we are now? Which part of Power BI have we entered?
Power Query.
Power Query Editor.
Perfect. This is called Power Query. What is the role of Power Query?
Recheck the data and cleaning the data.
Yes, it is used for cleaning and transformation of the data. And you'll be surprised that, I train guys on Excel. I train people on Power Query, Power Pivot, Power BI, Tableau. And not everyone loves Excel, but people fall in love with Power Query. Do you know why? Because it's easier to work. It's very easy to work here, right? Because it's all click, click, click. No, not too much complicated formulas and functions are there. It's very, very easy to work with. Now, what is this area? This is called Power Query, where we do data cleaning, we do transformation of the data, and sometimes if we want to create new columns for our analysis, we do that as well. So let's go one by one. The first column got created and it's just 0, 1, 2, 3 all the way down. Do I need this column? Look at the PDF also. Have the PDF open. Do I really need this column? The PDF, not this one, but I want you to open this PDF that I have sent you, which is the dashboard that we are going to create. Is it a place where I'm using this 1, 2, 3 anywhere? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. Any data which is not going to come handy, I would rather delete it. I don't want extra data in my, as it is, as it is, it's a bigger data set. I don't want to burden my software. So I'll go right click and remove. This is how you get rid of your columns. Sort of, it is all in one drive that I had sent. The drive has all the files.
Okay, ma'am.
Now this is vendor ID. There are only 2 vendor data. Like I said, this was a huge data, but for the purpose of exercise in our sessions, we have reduced the data set. So there are 2 vendors only that are left, 1 and 2. Let's move on. This is the pickup date and time. And this is the drop off date and time. Then we have passenger count. We have the trip distance. So today I'm not doing anything with respect to distance. Tomorrow you will be doing some estimations, prediction based on the distance. This is a rate code. There is store and forward flag. View location is pickup location. DO is drop off location. What is the payment type? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Fair amount, if extra money, MT extra, tip amount, tolls amount, improvement surcharge, total amount, congestion surcharge, airport fee, and so on and so forth. Now, one thing you guys have to understand that when we work with data, it's not necessary that if there are 10 columns, I have to put 10 columns in my dashboard. Not necessary. You really can't analyze each and every field. So then we are thinking about like why we are doing the analysis. Who is going to look at this dashboard? For whom are we creating this dashboard? So my let's say my story over here was I wanted to find. I was just curious. Okay, I've got this New York yellow cab trip data set that I have. I was just curious who is using it. Okay, and which areas people are using the cabs the most, and what is the preferred type of payments, and what are the times that it stays so busy. So think about from the New York yellow cab services. If there are certain areas where I know the pickup locations are more, I would rather have more people in that area, correct? I would have more people driving a yellow cab in the time which is the busiest rather than the times when not too many people are calling for cabs. And days of the week, the same concept, right? Credit card, if people are using, I need to make sure that, how after COVID, we all have become so savvy with technology and we have started paying online. So I need to make sure that I have different mediums by which a person can easily pay by credit card, because 75% of the people are preferring the credit cards. So this information, this dashboard I had created with that thought in mind. Okay, who is using it when they are using? So that if I was a person who is running this entire show, I will get a good understanding of how to improve my business. Is it clear? Without a theme, without why you want to create a dashboard, if you simply pick each and every field and create a chart out of it, those are bad dashboards. Those are very bad dashboards. They're just bunch of charts, which is not going to tell you any story. Got it? Yes? All right. So what do I need? Let's go in reverse order. I have already created this chart for you, the dashboard for you. So we'll go reverse. I need days of the week, Monday, Saturday, Friday. So let's go back to the table. Do you have those? Do you have days of the week? Look at your data set. Do you have Monday, Tuesday somewhere?
No.
You don't have it. Then means I need to create a new column. How do you create a column? So I'm going to click on pickup date. On the top, 3 main tabs in which we work is home, transform, and add column. So I'm going to go to add column. I'll go to date. And there is something in the day called name of the day. See, so much fun, so easy. All you have to do is go to the right place and click. So once I click over here, like I said, it's a big data. It may take some time. And at the end, there you go. It's got my days. Easy? Then what else do I have? Look at the PDF once again. What else do I have? I've got hours of the day on a 24-hour clock. Again, going back, do you have only the hour information? Which hour? Like, I don't want 12:35. I'm not going to do analysis to that extent that, okay, 12:35 is when people are boarding the cars, taxis more. No, 12:01, that's what you want to know. So, do I have hours? Or it's mixed? Data is in front of you. Tell me. It's mixed and I want hours. Again, what I'm going to do extraction of hours from this date. So this time I'll go to time and in hours, I'll pick hour over here. I'm getting 0 because that's midnight, what you're looking at, and gradually we'll see everything till 0 to 23 hours. So far, so good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the way I work is, and some people have different philosophies. The way I like to work is, if I have any kind of IDs, like a vendor ID, or a rate card ID, or a payment ID, any ID, IDs are supposed to be unique to that particular record, right? So anytime I have an ID, which is in a form of number specifically, I always have the habit of converting into a text. Now, some people do it, some people don't. It's a personal choice. My reasoning behind why I like it to be a text is very simple. I don't want aggregation to happen on top of it. Now, when I use the word aggregation, what does it mean? It means I don't want any sum or an average or a, max or a min. I can't have an average of a vendor ID or a maximum of a vendor ID. It doesn't make sense. So that a person does not do it on my dashboard, we convert it into a text. Similarly, rate code ID, I'll make it a text. This is already a text. PU location, DU location, I'll make it a text. Make it a text. And then payment type, again, we can make it a text, but I'll do something else over here. So I'm leaving it fair amount extra MTA, everything else is fine. Now tell me if I would have created a chart with the payment type 1 to 5 and made a pie chart like this, a donut chart, where it said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the legends it would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you enjoy the chart? Payment type breakup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's going on in your head? Would you be able to translate what is 1, what is 2, what is 5? Even if you put a translation over there, is it easy for the end user? No, he has to go back and forth. Oh, this is 4. Let me see what 4 is. Oh, this is 3. Oh, let me see what 3 is. So what I did, I didn't find this data like 1 to 5. I didn't find it very user friendly because if I was reading it, in fact, I don't like these also, to be honest. But that's why I had to use maps because there were too many to change. And this was easy. So what I did, I opened the data dictionary, which I got with this data set. What is data dictionary? It just helps you to understand the data better. I went down and saw the payment type, right? So wherever it was 1, I replaced with credit card, 2, I replaced with cash, 3, I replaced with no charge, and so on and so forth. So how do you replace values in your table? So going back, I did a right click, replace values, and I said, okay, wherever you find 1, replace it with credit card. Oh, see the data types do effect. I'm going to change it to a text data type so the replacement also happens, because otherwise it's saying you're converting a number into a text, so throwing a warning. So convert it into a text data type, then we go to replace value, and then we are saying anything which is 1 has to be replaced with credit card. Okay. Similarly, 2 is cash. Three is no charge. Four is dispute. Five is unknown, and six is voided trip. All right, now I've got a table or a column of payment type, which is more relatable to when I work on my dashboard. All good? Let me know once you guys are done. Akanksha, let me know. Alur, Abdur, Ajan, Amruta, Aniket, Apurv, Anirudh, Bhakti, Indrani, Harshal, Naresh, Muhammad, Niladri, Ronnie, Sachit, Shishmita, Tanmay, Yogendra, Yash. Done. I'm smiling because I know all you guys now, most of you. All right. This is done. Good. Now we are going to close this Power Query and go back to our Power BI, where I'll tell you few places that we will be working with. So how do you close a Power Query once you're done with your work? You will go to Home and then close and apply, so that whatever changes we have made over there get reflected in our Power BI. So again, this might take a little bit more time because of the data set. I've reached 100 MB till now. My system is also running slow. Imagine the power of these softwares that we are using these days, large data set, variety of data sets, and software are still able to process them with such comfort. Almost there. I hope you guys have also started loading it. Suresh, you have a question?
It's loaded, madam.
Suresh, yours has been loaded.
Already loaded, madam.
Yeah, my system is very slow right now. Too much data, too many files sitting inside. Almost there. All right, done, finally. Okay, so when you think about Power BI, it has actually a lot of different places where we work. So one place you saw is a Power Query, which is common with Excel. Like Excel also have Power Query in it. Then this area is the report area. This is where you create your dashboard, create your charts. And then we have data, where you can actually look at the data. And then we have models. Today, we are not going to look at models at all because we have one single table. So going back over here, what do we want to do? Let's create the first one. The first thing I want to create is day of the week. How many trips were made, right? So what I'm going to do, first of all, which type of chart is this? Which chart I've used over here? For trips based on column chart. Column chart, right? This is a column chart. So where do I find all these charts? On the right side, you will see there is a visualization pane, and in visualization pane, you will see a lot of charts. So the one I'm using over here is a clustered column chart. So once I click on clustered column chart, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And over here, the third pane on the extreme right now, we have something called fields, and this has the table. So all my table is sitting over here. All the fields are sitting over here. Now, what did we create? We created something called day name. Remember? So I can click on day name. It went in x-axis. And then how will you count? How will you count how many trips were there in each day, on each day? By day name? Absolutely. So we can bring day name once again in y-axis. And as soon as you do that, over here, it has been created. Okay, since they are also close to each other, they are all in millions of trips we have gathered the information about. So this is how I created the first chart. Now, I also believe that not only create a chart that is easy to understand. So so it's easy to understand. So this is not very easy to understand. It would be nice if I put data labels on top of it. I could have a column chart. I could have created a bar chart, right? Either one, but I would want certain things to happen. Number one, I would want a label to be there. Since there are very few columns or bars, a label would be nice. How do you put the label? We are going to go to the format part over here. And under the format, we will see data label and just turn it on. Okay. Now we have turned it on. Do we really need this axis at the bottom? 0.1.2. No. Why? Because we've already got the values. That was the whole purpose of it. So we will turn off the x-axis. Okay. And I know everybody knows that Monday, Tuesday are name of the day. So this title over here is actually not helping me a lot. So these what we call are the clutters in our chart, and we would like to get rid of it. So I'll go to the y-axis, and in y-axis at the bottom, you will see title. We're going to turn it off. Click on. Same thing. Go back in x-axis. At the bottom title, turn it off. Okay, let me know if you're done till this part. Niladri, let me know if you need some help. Okay. Let's talk about how to fix the title. So we can go to general. Under general, we have title. So you can remove this and put the one you want. So trips based on the day name. Okay. Then if you want, you can increase the font of the title. You can make it bold. You can make it black, whatever, the color that you want. And continue. Is this part clear? Let me know if you've created the first chart. Do you think we'll be able to fit all the charts in this area? Or do we want to increase the dashboard size? Increase the dashboard size, right? So how do you increase the dashboard size? We are going to click in the white space, go to the format, and go to the canvas setting, and I'll take it as custom. Height I've kept of my dashboard as 1000 pixel and width I've kept as 1300 pixel. Okay. Can you all try and make the second chart? You already have extracted the hours. Now you have to see in each hour how many trips were done. So can you quickly try to create the chart number 2 on the right, which is trips based on hour of day. Oh, not hour of day. I forgot the H. It's not hour, it's hour of the day. Let me know if you've created this and if you've got this. Done. Yash, what about you? Shri Rama, Priya, Lalit, Harshal, done. Are you getting identical or some issue you are getting in the second one? Are you getting exactly the same, 0 to 23? The axis at the bottom? Good for you. So if you've got the same thing, again, what I'm going to do is copy and paste. So that's the best part of Power BI. You can copy and paste. Makes your life very easy in terms of styling, designing. If there's certain way that I've been putting the titles, right? It just makes our life very, very easy when we have this copy paste business. All right. So over here in the second one, what did I put? I put hours and I made it a column chart. So I'll convert this, remove the day name, and put the hours that we have. Right. And then what? I want to count my number of hours. Hi, Jason. And we want to count the number of hours. So if I put this over here, what should I put in the y-axis? How do I count how many trips were made in each hour? Again, we can drop it in the y-axis. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Easy. It's doing sum of R. Does it look correct? So by default, whenever you drop a field in Power BI, in Excel, Power Query, all this does a sum of the value if it's a numerical value. So this is numerical value. Do I want a sum function? Do I even want a numerical value over here? I wanted a count, right? Like I did a count over here. I want a count over here. Right? So I can click on the drop down and I can simply put a count. Now you see the whole graph has changed. Right? Another thing you will understand. Remember when I told you there's a reason why we want to, convert things to a text. For example, hours also. I'm going back to my Power Query. For example, hours also. I really don't want any kind of aggregation to happen on hours. So what is the ideal thing to do? Ideal thing was that the hours, I would go ahead and convert it into a text. Okay, let's go back and close and open. And there we go for the waiting game. I'm sure, Suresh, you're done. Is it? Anyone who's done with these two charts? Any question anyone has regarding the charts? Regarding the process? Done. Sanjeev, done. Done. You guys will have to wait for me now because my data is getting loaded. All right, almost there. While we are waiting, I want to share a good news with everyone. Today we got a lot of placements for Ivy students. Good amount of placements were done in one day. So kind of a good day for Ivy. Now what happened? Once I converted that number into a text, what is the problem now? It is not sorting at the bottom. Do you want a data like this, which is sorted based on the number of trips, and you want 16, 17, 15, something like this, or something like this? This one or the other one? Do you want it based on the number of trips, highest to lowest, or do you want it based on hours, like 0, 1, all the way to 23? That's how I want it.
Based
Or
on
anyone
hours.
like, I don't care.
Ma'am,
Based
based
on
on the
hours.
number of trips.
Number of trips. Now, there are certain things when you work with, you will see it actually doesn't make too much sense to do it highest, lowest based on the values, the numerical values. See, one thing is, yes, I got to know, okay, 6, 7, 8, these are the heavier ones. But when I create a chart like this, then I'm not just saying 6 o'clock is heavy or 4 o'clock is heavy. The way I'm going to read it is morning hours, because I can see 0 to 6, morning hours are light. Towards 8 o'clock, where we start rising. Peak is at between 3 to 6. And after 6, again, we start to decline. You agree with me? So when I'm reading a data in a way that I can sequence it, my story changes. My story becomes, it is lighter. It is lightest during this time. Then it peaks starting from 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, peaks all the way to 6 p.m. and then falls back again. Versus if you are looking at this graph, do you think you could have told me a story like this from this chart? Is this chart telling me that story?
No, ma'am.
No. Over here, what we'll talk about 6 o'clock is heavy, 17, 5 o'clock is heavy, 3 o'clock is heavy. That's it. And that's the end of our analysis. But that's not what people want to hear. They want to talk about a story. What is the data telling me? This I could have done or written it out. Nobody would have cared. So need to sort the data correctly. How do you sort? Over here, 3 dots. Sort. I want to sort by hours. So now it's showing this one. I'll go back once again. Sort in, let's say, ascending order. So now I've got, I think it was a bad choice. Number of hours. No. This is not correct. Let me see, bad choice to convert it into a text. Let's make it back to a whole number. Yes, let's make it back to a whole number, guys. 1 to 5. Just needs. I'll just go to the x-axis and oh yeah, over here. Let's not change the data type. The x-axis is only what we are worried about. So I'm going to change it into from continuous to a categorical data. When I put it as a categorical data, I'm able to sort it also properly and all the labels are also coming properly. So select your visual, go to the visualization, go to formatting, in x-axis, make it from continuous to categorical data. Right? And we've got our chart. Done till this part? And not just done, I hope you are able to understand also. Okay, let's move on. Which is this type of chart? Which chart is this? This one.
Pie chart.
It's not pie.
Donut
Donut chart.
It's a donut chart.
Donut chart.
Exactly. It's a donut chart. So again, let's go back. How do you create a donut chart? Luckily, everything is served nicely in Power BI. I click on the donut chart. It creates a placeholder for me. And all I have to do, like previously, I have to drag and drop. So what do I have over here? Let's look at it again. It says payment type breakup. So I don't want to see how many transactions are happening in each, because what I'm more interested in know, where is my money coming from? Is it coming in cash? Is it coming in credit cards? Am I losing a lot of money because of the void? A lot of disputes are there and I'm losing my money. So what I've created this chart is using, yes, the payment type, but I based it off on the amount collected. Is that clear? It's not counting in this case. We are looking at where is the maximum amount collected. It's credit card, a cash, or what is it? So over here, we are going to drop our payment type. We have already made it more readable. And then I am going to drop off fair amount. I'm not taking all the extras into consideration. So I'm just putting a fair amount over here. And I've got this output. Okay. Now, again, looks very congested, too many things, legends are going on, chart is there, the values are there. So I'm going to clean this up. So once I've selected my chart, I'll go to format. And in format over here, when you see detail labels are what? Labels are what? These values that you show on the top, these are called labels. So I want it outside, that's fine. But what do you want the content of label to be? So we can decide that. Let's say I want the category and the percentage total. So I can see credit cards are 75%, cash is 19.7%, and this one's about 0.4%, and so on and so forth. And once I've got this, like credit card and everything written on top, along with the value, I really don't need my legends. So again, we'll go back to formatting, and you will see their legends. I'm going to turn it off. So that gives me more space. Okay, are we done? Okay. So this is done. Now left the tables. A lot of time people feel that, dashboard is only about charts. Dashboard is not only about chart. Dashboard is about a story that comes out from the data or some business understanding that I'm getting from the data that I have rather than just numbers. So depending on what we are looking at, sometimes it makes sense to put in a visual, sometimes it puts sense to put it only in words, sometimes it makes sense to have just big bold numbers on the top and tell the story, or sometimes I want tables to be created. So my interest area was, okay, where are the pickup locations? Where are the drop-off locations? Is there any similarity? Which I did find. Once I created, I became even more curious about this data because I found over here what made me, go and look at those charts were 237, 236 common between both and top two, both the places. 141, 141. 141, 142. Over here 141, 142. So interesting. Wanted to know what these places are. 139, because a lot of these things you will see are common in both the tables. So I was really getting curious. I was like, okay, I know these are numbers, but my curiosity went up because they are similar. Top 10 pickup and drop off locations list is almost the same. 161 is there. A lot of numbers are there. So I was curious because typically what happens, think about it. Lot of time our thought process is that taxis are being used for work purpose, right? So there is going to be, and we're talking about New York City. So there are well-defined work areas and well-defined residential area. So my thought was, if it's for a work purpose, I will have a different pickup location top 10 and a different drop-off location top 10. But when actually the data came, I was surprised to see so much similarity in top 10 of both. And that what triggered in me, like, okay, I wanted to know which places these are and why the pickup and drops are so close. Why I'm not getting peak at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., why I'm getting in the middle of the day. Right? I'm sure you're also curious because of that. So first, let's get this one of the charts created, one of the table created. I'm sure you guys can create the second one by yourself. So what I have over here, I have the PU location IDs and I have the count. I have put count of it. Count of it, why? Because as many number of times that location is repeating means the taxi was taken from that pickup point. So I'll go back and it's a matrix. This is a matrix. So I created a matrix. In the rows, I have dropped the PU location and I've dropped PU location in the values and I've done a count on top of it. Okay, so both are PU location, but one is using as a header, a display, and one I'm counting on based on that. Now, would you like to see a lot of places or you want to focus on few? My interest was few. I never wanted to look at so many few places anyways. So what I did was I opened up the filter panel. So we worked on visualization. We have been working in fields. Opened up the filter panel. Over here, I had the PU location ID filter on this visual. I go over here. Instead of basic filtering, I'll go to top N. Because my interest area was what are my top 10 locations. Now, top 10 based on what? Top 10 based on what?
Count.
Based on?
Time.
Count
Right.
the PU location.
Okay, yeah, count of the PU locations. I'll drop it over here. Again, the same thing. Count of it and apply filter. And there you go. I've got my top 10 locations. And then I did maximum to smallest and created this table. Interesting? Yes? You can create the other one also. So that should not take too much time. Now, what was interesting was 237, 236, 141, 161. They were on both the places. So that's the reason I told you what I did was I got this zone map. Curious mind. Like, let's mark it. So this is 237, 236, then 142, 141, right? 161. Any other number? Which is the other number we got? 132, Where is 132? 132 is 132. Okay, I don't see 132 over here. And all right, and one more number was interesting to look at. 238, 239, 239. What is 239? 239. Can you guys see through 239? Or there are too many things? Okay, 239 over here. All right. Got it? I am giving this map to you guys also. And this 43 is your Central Park. A lot of things happening in Central Park. Yes, so around Central Park, all these areas. Okay, so this island is Roosevelt Island. So what I did, obviously, wanted to rotate, map it, point it out over here to get accuracy. Time was less. Wanted to understand what is going on. So I use this Roosevelt Island to map these things. So now, if I go ahead and open the other map of New York, let's see, New York City. If we could turn it around. Okay, over here, let's go ahead. Oh, this turned completely. I was hoping it could turn around a little bit, but okay, I need to turn it back. Hold on 1 second. Turn. Okay. That's not. Hold on. Crop. Okay. I might be able to rotate it a little bit, right? Trying to do that rotation, but it's not going to map it exactly. But nutshell, nah, it's not going to do that job. Nutshell, cancel. Okay. If I look at this and map it against this Roosevelt Island, then which areas are the areas in which the taxis are being taken most are this area over here. These are all the museum district. Over here, museum district, American Museum of Natural History, one of the very famous historical museum, great. Times Square, 161, Theater District, and Broadway Street. So who's using the cabs? If these are the ones where the pickup and the drop-off location is the most, who's using the cab? What do you think? Somebody said it. Say it out loud. Who's using the cab? Tourists. Tourists are using the cab. Right? Based on all these markings that we've got, tourists are using the map. So, interesting, right? We all think, probably, okay, the peak hours, the traffic hours is what we connect a lot of things to, but it's not really the traffic hours that we are looking at. We are looking at the tourists. This data is telling us the taxis used by the tourists. So that's what we've got. The taxis are mostly used by tourists. Top 10 pickup and drop points refers to places like Museum District, Empire State Building, Central Park, Broadway, Times Square. Peak hours are between 3 to 6. Mondays, Saturdays are the busiest because it's got exactly the same. Only time it goes down is Tuesday, but overall, if you see, all days are busy in New York, right? So that was our analysis. So in 1 hour, kind of did good amount of analysis. You guys did a little bit of transformation, understood the importance of this data, converted into a business output, and created a dashboard also. So I hope you had fun. You enjoyed it. Yes. So if you are interested, yeah, in these kind of dashboards like on Power BI or Excel or Tableau, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where you will see a lot of videos and the data sets are also given. So you can pause and break and, play and pause, try to work with me through the videos and then make your dashboards. Yes, Suresh, what's your doubt?
Madam, previously you will go to the Power Query and our section you will convert into the text, right? For this action, it will increase the performance of the Power BI.
What did I converted what?
Previously, that data type you changed it to whole number to text, right?
Oh, the
Our.
ID? Oh, hour. No. That I was trying to do because I see when it was a continuous data, it was not showing me properly all the numbers. So that's why I was converting it to text, but that was a bad thing. I converted it back to a number. Okay. If you see over here, it's again a numerical value. All I had to do is when I was plotting it, I wanted to plot it like a categorical data so that each value was going to get displayed rather than a continuous data. Not for the performance.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you had fun. This is a very interesting data set. I worked on it in the morning itself, and I, spent good amount of hours just analyzing, understanding what is going on, what is so interesting about this data. So I found it interesting. It was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. So make sure you join us tomorrow as well for the Python classes where we are going to do some predictions. In terms of, I think tomorrow they are working on trip distances and the costs. So it's going to be fun to be able to do that. All right. So you guys have a good night and we'll see you back tomorrow for Python Bootcamp. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.